I have very sensitive and acne prone skin. So a lot of things will burn and irritate my skin and turn it red and also break me out. And when I mean breakout, I more struggle with clogged pores and like closed comedones versus cystic acne. I definitely don't struggle with that, or even like pimples or pustules, whatever you want to call them. Like I don't really struggle with a lot of inflammatory acne. I mainly have non-inflammatory acne like blackheads and whiteheads if I do break out. And I do also have some post-hyperpigmentation from old acne scars because I have had acne my entire life. From the time I was about 12, I had very severe acne. And to be honest, my father, even up until he passed away, he had to take acne medicine. He took doxycycline. So I think it's just genetically, I'm very predisposed to it. And I also do have PCOS, so I'm sure that doesn't help in the acne forefront. So my personal skincare goals are to soothe my irritation, to help keep my acne at bay as best as possible because like I just said, everything to do with my acne isn't my skin. A lot of it is internal. Also a skin goal of mine, which isn't as important, but just a goal nonetheless, is to age gently. So I'm not worried about preventing aging or looking, 18 when I'm 55, but I definitely would like to prevent any premature aging or unnecessary aging and just age as gracefully as I can without like actual procedures or anything like that. I'm not interested in that, but just my skincare routine, if I could add one step to my skincare routine and age more gracefully, like I don't mind doing something like that. So first I want to go through my evening skincare routine because that is the one that I do that is more extensive. You're going to see that it's very basic still, but it's still more steps than my morning routine. So the first step of my evening routine would be an oil cleanse. So I choose to first use an oil cleanser to just remove my sunscreen and or makeup. I do wear sunscreen daily, but I don't wear makeup daily. And my level of makeup, how heavy it is, varies from day to day. So generally speaking, I will still use an oil cleanser just to also help get my sunscreen off. And I also just love the act of oil cleansing itself because I like to like take my time and massage my skin. But the oil cleanser that I have been using and one that I really like and recommend is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Light Cleansing Oil. So I know that they have a regular one and then this is their light version. I like the light version of this because it comes off very easily. When I emulsify it, first I massage it on my dry skin, then I emulsify it and then I rinse it and there's like really zero residue from this. The only thing there is like a softness to my skin, but not like an oiliness or anything. My Elemis cleansing balm does sometimes leave like a heavy oiliness, and I have tried the Hada Labo cleansing oil, which is also a Asian brand, and that is a very thick, heavy oil, and I could definitely feel it on my skin like when I was done. When I use this one, technically I feel like I don't even like have to use a second cleanser, but I do. And the one that I generally use is my Rovectin. This is the gentle hydration or gentle cleansing gel. This is I just looked at my YesStyle and this is my third one of these. I knew I had used at least two, but I didn't realize this is actually my third one and I'm almost done. But this cleanser is like, if I invented a cleanser and I told the lab what I wanted the cleanser to do, that's what this does. It's gentle, it's fragrance free, and it removes all residue without feeling drying. It just feels like my skin, but clean. And it's non-irritating. No matter how irritated my skin is, this does not burn or sting. I know on the front here, it says it has hyaluronic acid, protease, cocoa betaine, and glycerin. I'm not sure the full extensive ingredient list. I mean, it has it on the back, but I'm not an ingredient expert. All I know is that for me personally, there's zero irritation. It's very gentle. I first started using this like probably 2019 was when I bought my first bottle. Because I saw there's an Asian beauty tuber. I don't remember which one it was because I watched tons of them. I love them. And she was using this and she had used like 5 of them. And I was like, well, if she's used that many, I'm going to try it. And I loved it. And this is my third one and it's almost out. So I really do recommend this specifically if you have very sensitive skin. I mean, I think it would work for everyone, but especially if you have sensitive skin, this one's good. And I use that mainly to just get rid of that last little bit of residue from the oil cleanser. And sometimes I only use this. Like if I'm just using a light sunscreen, I'll just use this. I don't even use the cleansing oil. I really use the cleansing. If I'm wearing makeup, I definitely use it. But I mainly use it because I actually just enjoy the massaging part of my face. It's like just relaxing really, more than my skincare benefits. Not to say it doesn't benefit, but I'm just saying I don't think it's always necessary to double cleanse. Just my opinion, don't come after me. But I don't personally think it's always important to double cleanse. And then after my cleanser, I will go in with my moisturizer. So this is my absolute favorite moisturizer. It's the Embryolisse Cream Concentrate, or Lait-Crème Concentré. And this is, I looked through my orders on my email because I have ordered this from a few different places. And this is my 6th full-size bottle, and they are 2.54 ounces, 75 milliliters. This is my 6th one, and I'm already making good progress on this one. I love this because it's gentle. Once again, it never burns or stings me. It's very gentle. It does have a floral scent, so if you want something fragrance-free, they have a sensitive version one. I will say I tried the sensitive version one, and I sent it back and got the regular one because I didn't like it. It didn't burn, but I did feel like it was giving me some whiteheads and closed comedones around my chin area, which is, if I ever get them, that is where it is. But I felt like that was doing it, and this definitely doesn't do that. So it is a heavier moisturizer. It's not like a thin fluid, but this prepares me for my next step, which is my retinol. So that's another reason why I think it's okay that this is a little heavier, which leads me to the star of the show, my Adapalene. So I get the prescription one. I'm almost out of this one, and then I have another one already ready to go that I got from the pharmacy. But you can also use the generic OTC one or the Differin. That's the name brand, but it's just 0.1 Adapalene. So as long as you're using 0.1 Adapalene, regardless of the brand that it's from, it's probably going to work pretty well for you. So there's a few reasons why I choose to use Adapalene. I've been on and off tretinoin since I was 15 years old, and I personally choose to use Adapalene because the studies that I have seen, Adapalene is just as effective as tretinoin, but it has a much lower rate of irritation. And because of that, generally patient compliance is a lot higher and people don't turn away from it. So that's why I personally recommend Adapalene, and I use it on my own skin. Even though I have had tretinoin prescriptions in the past, I've used it multiple times on and off of it. Honestly, even using it one to 2 times a week is way too irritating for me. So, and I use the Adapalene almost every night. If I ever have any irritation, this is the one thing that I will skip. And the reason that I put it on after my moisturizer is because my moisturizer is then a barrier for my Adapalene. And if you would like to, if you're even more sensitive, you can even do the sandwich method, which it would be moisturizer, Adapalene, and then moisturizer again. Or some people will do like moisturizer, Adapalene, and then some type of occlusive like Vaseline, Aquaphor, something like that. So it's up to you with how sensitive your skin is and what you think you can tolerate, to determine how you think you should use that. But I still recommend starting out slow, like maybe 1 to 2 times per week, and working your way up. And you don't have to use it every single night to be effective. As long as you are consistently using it, there's still going to be benefits. And for me personally, I would rather have no irritation and slightly less results than high irritation for just a little, 1% more results. That's not worth it to me. I want to keep my irritation down as much as possible because my skin is so sensitive. If you do decide to use Adapalene, whether that's through a prescription through your derm or your regular doctor, or the over-the-counter Differin or any other brand of Adapalene 1.1%, I do suggest to not use any other active. So my skin personally cannot tolerate any other active when I am using Adapalene. I have tried to use gentle exfoliants. Doesn't work. I do use benzoyl peroxide, which you'll see in my morning routine, but like I've tried a lot of different exfoliating acids. Before I was on the Adapalene, I loved exfoliating acids. My favorite is the Some by Me line. It's AHA, BHA, PHA, Asiatica, or Centella Asiatica, and tea tree. That's their like main ingredients for their line. But they have a lot of different things. Like they have like it's also an Asian beauty brand. They have like the face pads, serum, toners, creams. They have like, they have a lot of different types that you can use. And I liked essentially everything from their line. But once I started using the Adapalene, it's too strong for me. I still think that those products are amazing, but for me personally, when I'm using the Adapalene, they don't work. So if you are going to start incorporating adapalene or tretinoin in your routine in any way, I would suggest to stop other actives until your skin is acclimated and you feel like you can consistently use adapalene without disrupting your skin barrier or causing any irritation. So that is my basic routine, but I do want to talk about one other product that I will consider like a bonus product. And that is my also by Skin 1004. This is the Centella Madagascar, and this is just their ampule. They also have like toner and cream and things like that, but I have personally only tried their cleansing oil and their ampule and their sun cream, which I'll talk about soon. But this, I would say like it's not necessary, but I really, really like it. And I do feel like it helps mainly with hydration and cutting down on irritation, because if I use this, I will use this before the moisturizer. So I feel like it's just one more thing between my skin and the adapalene, but I don't think that it's necessary. I love it a lot. I want to keep using it. I actually use it morning and night. But I don't think it's a necessary step. I would say like to focus on the cleansing, moisturizing, and the adapalene before this. But if you like this and you want to use an extra step and you enjoy it in your skincare routine, I really do like this one personally. Now moving on to my morning skincare routine, which is extremely simple. It's just 2 products. So I do not wash my face in the morning. Now this is not like a hard and fast rule, but 95% of the time I do not wash my face in the morning. If I like feel like my skincare is still left over from the night before, like I didn't sink in all the way, like if I use an occlusive or something, anything like that, like I will use that. Or if I really need to wake myself up, I'll splash my face with water. But generally speaking, 95% of the time, the first thing that I put on my face in the morning is my benzoyl peroxide. So I'm using a 5% leave-on treatment. However, when it comes to benzoyl peroxide, the studies that I have seen show that it generally comes in a 2.5% to 10% concentration, and that all of those concentrations are effective for treating acne. And also benzoyl peroxide, a lot of people don't talk about this, but it also helps with non-inflammatory like whiteheads and blackheads, closed comedone type of acne as well. But I feel like I usually hear it talked about for pimples, like inflamed acne. But anyway, those concentrations are all effective. And yet the least amount of benzoyl peroxide is going to also be the least irritating. Now, I do also think that the vehicle that it comes in and the overall formulation of the benzoyl peroxide product is also very important. So I wouldn't only pay attention to the percentage of benzoyl peroxide. For example, like it could have another active ingredient in it, like could have salicylic acid or any other type of acid or something like that in it, that could also lead to irritation. However, as a general rule, the lower the benzoyl peroxide, the lower the irritation, but it's shown to be just as effective. So as I said, I do use the leave-on treatment, but another very common way that people can use benzoyl peroxide or to incorporate benzoyl peroxide into your skincare routine is to use a wash. And this is called short contact time. I know that some people also do this with retinols. I've never tried that, but where you put it on only for maybe 30 minutes and then wash it off before bed. But same theory with benzoyl peroxide is if you have it in a wash form, then you can put that on and leave it on for say 1 to 30 minutes and then rinse it off. So you're getting a short contact time. And one thing about benzoyl peroxide is it only takes about 15 seconds to kill the bacteria on your skin. So you really don't need the leave-on treatment. The wash theoretically is just as effective. And generally speaking, from what I hear, it's supposed to be less irritating. However, every wash that I have tried with benzoyl peroxide in it has been extremely irritating to my skin. So this is actually something that I wanted to ask you guys if you've ever used one. I have tried the Panoxyl, I've tried the Roche-Posay. They are just, my whole entire face will just be like red. And like I said, I do have extremely sensitive skin. So I'm not saying that there's any fault of those products. It's just, for whatever reason, for me personally, it's just way too irritating. So I find that the leave-on treatment is better for me. And right now I have the 5%. It doesn't irritate me, but when I go to replace this, I will get the 2.5% because that's what I had before. And to be honest, I actually just didn't even realize this was a 5% gel. I actually got this while I was over in England, and on the outside of the box, it wasn't like the percentage wasn't very large. So I didn't even realize that it was 5%. I just assumed it was 2.5%. So next time I will go back to the 2.5, but I personally am sticking with the leave-on treatment. But just so you know, if you want to incorporate benzoyl peroxide into your routine, you could also try the wash. The wash is also good because it doesn't stain. Benzoyl peroxide is kind of acts like a bleach. It can bleach your clothes, it can bleach your towels, your pillowcases, and actually it has bleached some of mine. This one actually hasn't, but the one I had in the past, which I believe was Neutrogena, did actually bleach some of my things. It doesn't personally bother me because it was just like my towel and my pillowcase once, so it just doesn't personally bother me, but just so you know, in case you want to incorporate it, it could bleach things. And that's another reason why a lot of dermatologists recommend the wash, and that's another reason why I would love to use the wash, but so far it's just too irritating for me. So then the next step and final step of my morning skincare routine, yes, it's only 2 steps, is my sunscreen. So personally, I wear sunscreen every single day. As you can see, I'm very pale, and because I use Adapalene every day, and I've also been on and off tretinoin forever, so it's really become a habit for me to use sunscreen daily. I work in a bank, so I am often sitting right in front of the drive-through window, so I get a decent amount of light even though I'm not outside. Also too, just driving to and from work, running errands after work, I have a decent amount of sun exposure. So for me, I do wear sunscreen daily. And this is also a part of that aging gracefully. So part of the benefits of Adapalene and sunscreen is to help anti-age. And I'm not saying that it's gonna, turn aging around, but I think it definitely helps that premature aging, like I said, that I wanna avoid if I can. And my rule of thumb is that the best sunscreen in the world is the one that you are going to consistently use. So I'm gonna share a few with you that I love, but I'm not your doctor or your mother. So I can't tell you to wear sunscreen and I can't tell you which one to use. But I think this would be a very good starting point for you if you don't like sunscreen, like haven't found one you like, never really wore sunscreen. I think these are a very good jumping off point. So the first one, which I do not have, my favorite Holy Grail sunscreen is the Eucerin Oil Control Gel Cream. It is a European brand. Eucerin is sold all over, but this specific sunscreen is the European version. It's not sold here in America. I buy it through Cocoon Center. If you're in another country, you might be able to get it at your local country or also through Cocoon Center. But that is my personal favorite sunscreen. So if you are in Europe and you've tried it, or if you live here and you're weird about sunscreen like I am and you buy from other countries, let me know if you like it. But that is my holy grail. I have a lot of sunscreens that I'm getting through. If you guys ever check out my Project Pan videos, you'll see all my sunscreens. I have tons, but I've finished up 4 so far. And I want to use like 2 more before I place a Cocoon Center order because I never want my sunscreen to expire. I mean, I pay very good money for them and I love them. But if that's something that you have access to, that is the one that I 100% recommend. I love it a lot. The only thing that I've ever heard negative about it is that it doesn't sit well under makeup. I didn't personally find that to be a problem, and I also don't generally wear makeup, and if I do, I wear very light makeup, so it could be that it just didn't affect me. But if you wear makeup daily, especially if you wear heavier makeup, then it could definitely affect you. So that is something to be mindful of. So next up would be my favorite American sunscreen and one that I really truly recommend if you have acne, and that is this one by Roche-Posay. It's SPF 50 plus, and it is called Embryolisse UV Clear. And what is unique about this is that it also has azelaic acid in it. First of all, this has a classic sunscreen smell, but I love it. I know that sounds weird, but the classic American sunscreen smell, not the like coconut beach smell. It's like the classic sunscreen smell. I love it personally. I don't know why. It's nostalgic to me, I guess. But this does have that, but doesn't have like any extra added fragrances to it. But like I said, everything irritates my skin and this does not. It's so soothing on my skin. It's so creamy and moisturizing without being overly greasy, overly shiny. And I truly do feel like this helps my acne, and I'm most certain it doesn't make it worse. This is my second bottle. I've fully finished another bottle, and this is my second bottle of this. I do think it's a little pricey for the amount, but honestly, every other American sunscreen I've tried, I don't like. So wouldn't say I'm a sunscreen snob, but I've just tried such good sunscreens that comparison, and I'm not gonna lie, the American ones just don't cut it. I don't disagree with the American FDA regulations because here, sunscreen is a drug. It's not a cosmetic, it is a drug. And if it says SPF 50 on the bottle, it better be SPF 50. If it says it lasts 2 hours waterproof, it better do that. Things are very specific here in America when it comes to sunscreen. because it is an active ingredient, it is a drug, it's a pharmaceutical, it's not a cosmetic, it's not for funsies. You know, it is to protect against skin cancer. That's the way we see it here, or that's the way our FDA sees it here. So although I feel like there's other filters that should be approved, and I think the research is there that other filters are just as effective or even more effective, our regulation's slow. But I don't disagree with the fact that we do try to be stringent about the way that we do our sun care. But if you are in America, if you struggle, if you have sensitive skin or acne, please try this out. I don't know if there's a way that you could get a sample of it, but I got mine at Ulta. They're on sale right now, actually. I was about to pick some up and I was like, no, I have to finish 2 more before I buy any more. And then also, this is also a European sunscreen, but this would be my recommendation for heavy duty sun. When I'm going to be outside for hours, like we're having a cookout and I'm going to be outside for 4 to 6 hours, this is what I'm putting on. Beach or anything, this is what I'm putting on. Honestly, I also wear this sometimes day to day because I just think it's a good sunscreen. It's very moisturizing. But this one is SPF 50+ and it has very, very high UVA. The UVA is above 50. The UVA PF is above 50. And it also lasts up to 10 hours. And you can feel this is a very robust sunscreen film. I mean, you can feel this isn't like the other one that I talked about or the other ones that I've talked about. This is a very substantial sunscreen. But personally, I love it and it's one of my favorite ones. And I think the value, this was like $30 and it's 200 milliliters. So I mean, the value of that is very good. And then last but not least, my favorite Asian beauty sunscreen is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella one. This is the Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum SPF 50+, PA++++, made with pure Centella from Madagascar. I like this one a lot. I've tried multiple Asian beauty sunscreens. The Round Lab one I really liked, but it is expensive. I've actually used 5 tubes of that one because once on Savannah, I got 4 of them. They were only $8 a piece. I don't know what the heck they were doing. I don't know why they were that price. I don't know if they were changing packaging or something, but they were $8 a piece and I picked up 4 of them and they're long gone. Then I just finished my 5th one. So I don't have any more of the Round Lab one, but I did really like the Round Lab one. But for the price, because this one and the Beauty of Joseon one is very similar and much cheaper. This one is generally like $10 a piece. I got a 2-pack for like $17. I'm almost out of this one, but I mean, I'm just saying, hey, if you love the Round Lab one and you want to buy and you want to spend $24 on it, you go right ahead. Like I just said, I spent $30 on my other one, so you know, to each their own. But for me personally, I just feel like this one's too similar to that one to justify paying literally more than double for the same amount. That's just my opinion though. But that leads me to this video's giveaway, which is this exact sunscreen, but a brand new one. So as you can see, it doesn't look like this. So this is what I wanted to give away in this video. All you have to do to enter into the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave a comment. I don't care if it's just like a red heart. It doesn't matter. Just leave a comment. I am so thankful. I have over 300 subscribers. I'm so thankful. And I also want to give a specific shout out to Nancy, because Nancy has commented on all of my videos. She is so kind. We have so much in common. And it's just, there have been days where I was like, I didn't want to film and I was like, I really want to film this video, but I don't really feel like it. And I'm like, I literally will think about Nancy's comment and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to film because at least I know that Nancy will comment. Even if no one else watches and comments, I know Nancy will. And that just makes me so happy. So thank you so much, Nancy. And if anyone is interested in entering, please just subscribe and leave any comment down below that you want. It does not matter. I will ship, I don't care where in the world you live, I will ship this to you for free. My email is down in the description. So in my next video, I will do a random number generator, pick the winner, and then if you can just email me there, I will send this to you. Like I said, I don't care where you live, I'll send this to you. So that is everything for my skincare routine, from my evening routine, then to my morning routine, and the giveaway. Like I said, I personally would like to incorporate the benzoyl peroxide wash into my routine. So if you know of one that would be great for like just extremely sensitive skin. I mean, when I was a kid, I could only use certain detergent. I still only use all free and clear. So it's just, my skin's sensitive. I think it was because I was born 2 months early and I had like a lot of allergies and like eczema, contact dermatitis, all that kind of stuff when I was little. So I kind of feel like it's maybe just from that. I don't know. But if you have very sensitive skin or you know someone that does and they have a benzoyl peroxide wash that they use or you use that is extremely gentle, please let me know in the comments below because I would like to try it. But I'm totally happy with the Leave One benzoyl peroxide too. And if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Any comments? If you think I'm wrong, let me know. If you think I'm right, let me know. That'd be cool too. But thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. I know that your time is precious and I enjoy that you spent some of it with me. Thank you so much and have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.